So everything after this point is live, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Loading. So
Yeah.
everything after this point is live. No? So now you hurt yourself. Let me change the link so people will come to the right place. So. Okay. Let's see if it's correct. Yes, that's working. So now we send out a newsletter. So now the newsletter is going out, and one by one, users should appear here. So now I have one more thing to do. And that is to remember how I switch off on comments. Where is it? Up here. Is it here? Maybe here. Edit. Sorry about that. It makes this really unnecessary complicated.
Yes, it sometimes is the case.
Yeah. Let me see if I can see here. The chat you start via YouTube. It doesn't allow you. It doesn't allow people to comment and to chat. And you have to manually allow that. And they somehow hide this button somewhere. And every single time I have to search where the button is, because we don't do this so often. Customization. Redirect trailer, live reactions. There it is. You see, it's under customization if you ever have the need to do this. So now people can comment also. That's wonderful. Let's see. And email is going out. Let me see if the email was sent. And then we are ready to actually start a conversation. Yes, it's good. Yeah, very well. Then we are yeah, I know that. Then let me start the recording as well, and then we can actually start with the recording. Well, the recording is on YouTube anyway, so that one. Okay. Welcome to a new episode of the Living Unconventionally podcast. I'm very glad that we have a live event today where you can also ask questions in the Q&A if you like. I will check them on YouTube. But first, let me say hello to our two guests, Jakob Martin and Thomas Bergmann from AnyDesk GmbH. Hello.
Hello, glad to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Jakob and Martin. Jakob, maybe let's start with you. There are not so many companies in Germany where you can actually work in English. Part of my job is actually to analyze the complete German job market. And one thing that I noticed in my analysis is that even now, after COVID, only 4% of German companies actually advertise jobs in English. And when you look a little bit closer, then half of these English jobs come from only 350 companies. And AnyDesk is one of them. Tell us a little bit about what do you do? What is AnyDesk?
Yeah, so once again, thanks for having us on here, Chris. And thanks for joining with me, Thomas. But here at AnyDesk, we pride ourselves in being a remote desktop solution. We do a great job of that as well. So, we believe in software that enhances the productivity and creativity of its users. That is why it's our mission to build a product that enables you to accomplish great things. And that's what we're here to do. So with that being said, we take a lot of pride in our culture and, kind of having kind of like a melting pot, like you mentioned, having different entities in different parts of the world to speak different languages. And it's a great asset to our company. So we're excited to have that. But with that, you have to generate top talent. And that's what we're here to do today is talk a little bit more about what we're looking for as far as roles, the kind of people that we're looking for, and so on. So I'll pass it over to Thomas so we can talk a little bit more about our roles that we're looking for and kind of the kind of person we're looking for.
Yes. Yeah, you have a lot of different roles. Before we go into one position specifically, so we can understand a little bit better how professionals can contribute to you. Thomas, give us a little overview about what are typical positions that you hire for in English?
Basically, nearly every position over here at AnyDesk. We are looking for talent and for different departments, and I am especially for. Oh, sorry, didn't hear that.
Yeah, you cut out for a second.
Okay. So this was me time this time. Sorry, but I mean we are looking for nearly every department, always talent. On my part, I'm the team lead of the technical support for EMEA. And yeah, we do need also supporters, people that know, do have tech support experience. And at best they can speak a bit more than just English, but yeah, the main culture or also our communication language over here is English basically, and yeah, that's basically it.
You hire for every different department in English, you said. It's of course excellent. And if you're listening and you are interested to see if there are positions for you, you can head over to anydesk.com, to their career website, and you'll find it. Thomas, let's talk about one position in particular that you are hiring for right now. Which one did you bring to us?
This is the technical support associate. So in my department, which is tech support stuff, so to say, obviously around AnyDesk and its features, but not only AnyDesk. We do have some other products like the customer portal, my.anydesk.com for our customers, as well as recently for in another phase as the dynamic config regulator. And we do provide support for these customers, as well as not only support, but also help in how to set up features. We are working with sales together for prospects, for example, to have meetings with prospects, telling them the benefits about AnyDesk and also on how to set up specific security layers for them. And also, as I said, giving the help, so to say, for customers if they have questions about how to set up. It's called unattended access and other security features. Yes. So
yeah, you have you do this for a while, so you have experience with a lot of different people in this position. When you think a little bit back about everybody that you experienced in this position and you ranked them from the best people to the worst, what did the best people in this position do different from the average?
The best people would, depending on the question that a customer would have, or depending on the issue the customer is reporting, they will, well, of course, answer in the best way possible about how to solve that issue. And additionally, go one step further and then also write other suggestions, like, hey, if you have set up that feature and this should then work, we would also recommend to set up the other features and have a look at your other settings, just that you know it's all properly set up for your use case, especially. So this is all going. Excuse me?
And why is that so important?
It's not only, it's important that it's not like we taking care of the issues or helping in that, let's say, manner, like, yeah, that's it, and I help the customer and that's all he need to know. No, it should be just one step further. It's like you need to, you know how to fix that, and you can also have a look as big. You have a look, you can take a deeper look into that thing.
So that the customer understands that you're not checking boxes only, but you really care.
Yes.
If it's successful.
Yes. Also, like before going, let's say, into, we call it email ping pong, like giving the customer at first an answer, then there comes another question, or maybe the issue isn't still resolved, another answer from us. Latest after the second email or third email, in such cases, we do offer, or we should offer our customers then an appointment and a meeting where we will directly have a look at them. Maybe even one of our specialists will then also be in that meeting, so that at least 4 eyes can have a look at the issue and, well, resolve it for the best in the best way possible for the customer.
Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Jakob, if I think I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, yeah, sounds interesting enough. You know, I will have a look if I find fitting positions here. There obviously is a competition among employers for the best talent. Which are some of the things that make AnyDesk professionals? What can you offer a professional, basically?
I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit right there. You're saying what does AnyDesk offer? And I missed that.
If I'm an international professional, I think there's a good position that fits for me. But of course, there's other employers as well that are interested to hire me. What makes AnyDesk a good employer for me? What do you offer your future colleagues?
Of course. So like I mentioned, I'm the HR manager in the US. So some of the benefits are going to be different in EMEA as they are in the US, but we have a great PTO package, paid time off, holiday pay. We also do a lot for our employees. You know, we like to have employee meals, employee luncheons, and things like that. So a lot of engaging and exciting things like that. We like to get out in the community. We like to, you know, do things together as a team. So a lot of team bonding is important because we like to grow together. We look for individuals that are self-starters, that like to, you know, almost compete against themselves, you know, strive to get better. If you don't know something, go to someone and find the answer, you know, find your own literature, take it to yourself to find that next level and get to that next level of education so you can apply it to your role. So, you know, while there is competition, we are looking for top talent. But, you know, we are open to a lot of interviews. You know, we want to make sure that we're generating the top talent. We're giving everyone a chance and being fair as well. So, you know, you can always find our links on our website, like Chris mentioned. My LinkedIn as well, which is just Jacob Martin, and you'll see HR manager at AnyDesk. Feel free to reach out. We can set up a call, set up an email, a chat, whatever you know you prefer. But we're always interested to learn more about people that are interested in AnyDesk. And I think that's the main point we're trying to get across.
Mm-hmm. If I want to make it easy for you, you know, I'm interested. I want to apply now. Of course, you also have processes. How can I make it easy for you to evaluate me? Because, you know, different employers have different requirements, different preferences. Some want just your CV, and others want all the documents. How should I apply in the best way to AnyDesk?
And that's a great question, Chris, because a lot of people, you know, ask that question. You know, where do I start at with this? So the best and easiest way to really apply for a role at AnyDesk would be have your CV, you know, have your resume. A cover letter is a plus. If you have it, great. If not, it's not going to dock you. You know, we're not going to take anything away from that. But and then maybe list your availability. You know, when are you able to speak? When are you able to start? You're gonna have to wait a few weeks, a few months, or you're able to start, you know, relatively immediately. So putting all the information up front so we can get a good idea of where you're at in your career stage and where you're looking to go and how quickly you can do so will give us a better indication of, you know, where you're at in kind of your own timeline.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jakob and Thomas. Let's open the floor to a few questions. Or four, so that it doesn't get too long. First question is already here from Habib Tahmasebi. He writes, I have over 16 years of experience as a telecom engineer with a master's degree. I specialize in 2G, 3G, VMAX, LTE, IoT, 5G, and ORAN networks. Are there any job openings for me?
So in chemical engineering, I would have to see the resume in front of me to get an idea of what experience you have and how it applies to some roles we would have. But off the top of my head, I'm not completely sure. Thomas, would you have any insight on that?
This would be on the developer side, maybe, or maybe even a help desk side. I'm not completely sure on what kind of open positions they are having at the moment. But I can also have a quick look.
One question that comes from that is, how is AnyDesk policy on what we in Germany would call Quereinsteiger, someone who comes in through the side into the company? Are you always looking for an exact fit, or would you be open for someone who maybe, like this gentleman, studied something else, but he can explain how he will reach your targets, how he will reach your goals?
So I can touch on that a little bit. So, you know, we're always looking for people that have relevant skills, obviously. That's going to help get you started in the company. But, you know, you don't have to be a master to start at AnyDesk. Like I said, we're looking for individuals that are willing to grow, that want to grow, and that want to get better personally. You know, they want to contribute to the company. They're not just in it for themselves either. It's got to be a good mesh. So, you know, I would recommend starting there. But that's what I would probably say. Thomas, what do you think?
I agree on that, definitely. Also for these Quereinsteiger, so to say, we also do have a look at their applications. Obviously, it's not like, oh no, that we just block them. Okay, because we can. We do have a look at them, and we basics.
How could such a person make it easier for you, both as the HR person and as the hiring manager? How could they make it easier for you to evaluate them, to easier understand if it's worth having a conversation with them? What would be if you should give them one tip, what they should do, so that you, when you get the CV, you immediately understand, okay, yeah, this is someone I should have a conversation with. What would be one thing they should do?
That's a good question. Like I said, it's hard to pinpoint just one thing. Because like I said, you want to generate all the information you can about yourself and present it without being overwhelming. You want it to be concise and you want it to be clear. So I would be organized in your resume and your CV. Make sure that you highlight the points that are important that you want to get across to us. If your CV is more tailored for maybe a different role that's not in software or technology, well, maybe change it up a little bit before applying to AnyDesk, because, you know, we have a certain kind of, I guess, niche that we're looking for that does have, you know, a background in technology. It does have a background in software. It doesn't mean that that's the only, you know, experience we're looking for, but highlight what you think is relevant to AnyDesk. You wouldn't, you know, necessarily, you know, list mechanic work when applying to a software company. So things like that, you know, make sure that you tailor it and organize it the way that it should be presented to really catch our attention. But like Thomas mentioned, we're going to do our due diligence. We're going to take the time to read through each CV, each applicant, look into it. We don't like to waste time, and we know applicants don't like their time wasted. So we want to take good care of them and make sure that their resumes are getting viewed and we're getting back to them at a time.
Yeah. Just for context, there's actually, I don't know about the US, but in Germany, there's actual studies on how long HR people spend on an individual CV. And in Germany, the time is between 7 and 12 seconds. 7 to 12 seconds before they decide either review or reject. And reject is the standard, the default answer, so to say. So it's really important that when you apply, you make clear, because that's what the job is. The employer has a problem and they want you to solve this problem for them. So if you want to be considered, it's quite good if you very clearly get across how you can contribute to the goals of the employer. We have a few more questions here. And get Rude writes, I have a bachelor's in human resources management and currently having my master's here in Germany and a working student permission too. I don't speak German. Can I still apply for the human resources jobs openings I see?
So that's a great question. I can touch on that. So unfortunately, you know, we are looking for individuals that can speak German inside of our Stuttgart office. And it's actually harder to find than you'd imagine. You know, being in Stuttgart, being in Germany, there's a lot of English speaking, there's a lot of other languages, but you don't always see them together. So, you know, unfortunately, we would like to have someone that can speak German and English for majority of the roles in EMEA. But, you know, in the future, we might be open to roles that are just German speaking.
She speaks.
You were lost again.
I said
She speaks English, but not German. Is that correct?
German. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I mean, in the future, we might have roles that are, you know, English or maybe French or maybe, you know, Spanish focused only. But for right now, I know in the home office, we're really looking for, you know, dual lingo as far as being able to speak German, English, and then anything extra as a plus, obviously.
Yeah. Ashish Kataria writes, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm interested in product manager position in Stuttgart. I am in India. I have worked with Allianz Insurance, also Allianz, a big German insurance company, and other companies. How is the interview process?
So unfortunately, with being in India and us being in Stuttgart, for most of these positions, we're looking for in-house. You know, we do have a hybrid schedule, but it's not fully remote. So, you know, we would require for majority of these positions, unless something changes in the foreseeable future, to be in office. That stands too in the Americas for anyone watching that is in the United States.
Are you open to hire people who will need a visa? Because, of course, the purpose, you know.
So I think it's really a case by case scenario. If it's the right candidate, then, you know, we're more than willing to do what needs to be done to obtain that candidate. So, you know, it's I can't give you a defined answer for the exact answer, but it's kind of a one-off situation.
Okay, maybe let's take 2 or 3 more and then close it up there. Nida Khan writes, thank you for the podcast. I am a student in natural science and have a bit of IT experience in my study. Are initial trainings available to transition in the role of technical support? Maybe a question for Thomas.
Yeah, we do have an onboarding plan. So, I mean, yeah, there is, when you begin at AnyDesk, we do have an onboarding plan. You get to know the product, you'll get to know our internal systems. So we will take our time with that, and there are also internal meetings, and we are also working with other institutions to get to provide more knowledge, of course, to our employees. So there are internal Schulungen, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Trainings.
Yeah, trainings, with the simplest words. Yeah.
Kamran Bati writes, I am interested in technical support associate in Germany. I have over 9 years of experience. No questions. He just wants you to know that. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you can apply to the website, Kamran. Last question from Arshad, and then I think we close also for today. Arshad Ziad. Chris, Thomas, and Jakob, is the hiring in Germany through Jakob, or do AnyDesk has a local HR department which would need a booking?
So that's a great question. So I help out with international recruitment. Obviously, I focus in the United States, but I do on both ends. So if you apply, I will see the application, and with our team that is built in Germany. So we do have Jimma, we have Genghis. We've got Steve, who is our HR manager who works in the US, but Jim and Genghis are both in the home office. So they're always around too. If there's a call that might work better for a different time zone, that's fine. Obviously in the US, we are about 6 hours behind, but I'm no stranger to waking up early. So if we need to hop on an early call, that's completely fine as well.
Then let's close with one final question from Samuel Owotoki, because it fits very nice. I have 3 years experience and a master's degree from a German university. Also, I'm a certified PM. I also speak German up to B1, and the project management role fits. How can I apply?
Great. So like I said, feel free to reach out to my LinkedIn, which is just my name, Jacob Martin. You'll see the AnyDesk background. It's hard to miss. And then obviously through the company website, that's where we're really trying to direct and navigate our any interested candidates in applying for any roles at AnyDesk. Is go through our website. We want it to be a one-stop shop where it's really easy. You see it, you click apply, and then you're there. And then it's on our end to look through the resumes and make sure that we're generating the top talent and reaching out to the candidates.
Okay. So my last question, as always, goes to you guys, Thomas and Jakob. Is there any question that you wished I would have asked you, but I did not?
Not from my side.
No, think you did a great job.
Thank you very much for your time, Jakob Martin and Thomas Bergmann from AnyDesk.com. You'll find them on the internet on their career website, AnyDesk.com, or then you go to careers. And this was the Living Unconventionally podcast. My name is Chris Berg, and we see each other again with more opportunities to move to Europe and start a great life. See you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
So now I have to find out where we end.